Welcome to my kitchen once again. We just fermented eggs, and I had all these pickled cucumbers, pickled zucchini just sitting here, just waiting to be turned into relish. So it actually takes a lot of product, of fermented pickles, to make a relish, and then it makes a sauce also. So you are here to watch me do that. So in another video, you'll see the actual process of lactose fermentation to make pickles. It's very much like fermenting eggs, which there is a video of. So I take my jars of already fermented zucchini or cucumbers, just whatever, you can put them both together. I take that, open it up, it gets all fizzy because that bacteria and carbon dioxide is in that jar. Such good stuff. Okay, so I'm going to drain the liquid. I'm just moving over here, and I'm just putting the liquid into another jar. I will not waste that brine. That brine can be used into another ferment. Okay, so I am going to use my Ninja mixer, or you can use a food processor. You'll see, if you can see in this jar, all that stuff that's on the bottom of the jar, that's the yeast and lactobacillus. There's more than just lactobacillus in here. There's lactofermentation, but you get a whole host of bacteria that is probiotic bacteria that grew into that jar, and they are fed off of the vegetables, or if you do fruit, out of the food that is in the jar. That's how they are eating and growing. So the cool part about lactofermentation, or fermentation in general, is the bacteria are breaking down the sugars that are in the food. There's a cat in the corner of my video, and he has a toy, and he'd like to play. But we're not playing right now. We are making relish. Okay, let's make relish. So, my jar is full of all my good stuff. There's some liquid in there too. I can't really avoid that. That's why I'm going to strain it. So this is the Ninja blender. I'm going to push that on, get it into place, make a lot of noise, which RT doesn't like, so he's not going to be interested in his toy anymore. Alright, I'm going to grind that down, pulse it a few times. It doesn't need a whole lot of pulse. You can kind of see it's all turning mush. And I don't want it to be too thin. I want there to be chunks in it. Maybe like one more time. Okay. Warning, this does tend to spit at you, so I can do that over the sink. And it only spit a little bit. I warned you so good, and it didn't really do it. So now I've got a glass bowl and a flour strainer. Whatever these things are called. Sifter? I put that over my glass bowl. I take what we just blended, take the top off, set it aside. Now I'm going to dump this into the strainer, maybe just a little bit at a time. So I'm not going to do all of these jars on the video. I'm just going to show you the process that it takes to make relish and to use to make a sauce and to use that. I forgot the rubber spatula. Be right back. That didn't take long. Rubber spatula, because I want to push the liquid out. Okay? Alright. Eating fermented food. It's really important, and it's an old cultural thing. So many cultures still do fermented foods. And here in America, we really don't. We've gotten away from it. What we think is like pickles that are done at the store that we buy commercially. Well, they're not this kind of fermentation. They're just preserved in vinegar, which vinegar will preserve it. So I'm just patting it around, tossing it around until that liquid is falling to the bottom, and I'll show you a closer picture of that. I'm going to put some more in. I'm just going to put it all in. How about that? All of it. And I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm just moving it around so the liquid is sifting through, and I got a thicker, solid relish. And guys, you're missing out on the smell. Too bad videos can't also just send you the aroma because it smells really good. You can put this on like meat dishes, like hot dogs. Of course, you should get your meat from a good quality source, sustainably farmed animals, and animals that eat what they're supposed to eat. Okay, just like we should follow a more paleo diet, or what I advocate, which is autoimmune paleo, so should, you know, animals eat what they're supposed to eat. So as far as it comes to beef, well, they live off of grass. It's like this huge animal, just like horses. They can live off grass. That's amazing. They're so big. So they're not supposed to eat all the grains. We're not supposed to eat all the grains either. The grains, the corn, that stuff, the legumes, that's for the birds and the squirrels. They have the ability to digest the protective phytic acid that legumes and grains, nuts and seeds have. So yeah, I don't even do nuts and seeds. So this is now pretty thick. I'm going to show you the difference here. All that liquid down in the jar, that's going to actually be a sauce. You can make a dressing with it. I use the soy-free, always soy-free, guys, I'm telling you. I use the soy-free Veganase. You can buy it at most places now. You'll find that brand. Now, that bacteria, remember, that was in our jar, that's good stuff. So I'm just going to stuff this relish back into this jar. It's good. Once the ferment is refrigerated, it stops growing. I'm going to be safe and use my little fermenting, whatever this is called. That one doesn't fit. We'll use the other jar. Okay, so now we can put our relish in the jar. It's nice and thick. Again, to make a salad dressing, or just whatever you might put a dressing on, use the relish sauce that's in here. You can even add it with, say, some olive oil, maybe season maybe a garlic olive oil, and you would have a dressing. I use the Veganase, also the garlic olive oil, and the sauce. And then I have a relatively thin sauce for a salad. There's that. Okay, so I fermented zucchini and cucumbers. I just do them together, whatever the store has. I prefer the zucchini fermented over the cucumbers. They just have a thicker texture. So whether you're going to eat them as just pickles whole, or you're going to make a relish and a sauce, just pick all the other ingredients you want. So bell peppers, or again, garlic and onion, bell pepper, black pepper. And if you want spicy, use a jalapeno, habanero, serrano pepper, just whatever your tolerance is, or use nothing that will make it spicy. You can really put relish on anything, burgers, hot dogs. The company that I use for meat is called US Wellness Meats, or grasslandbeef.com. It's the same company. So they use all farmers that are sustainable farmers. So all their food, all their animals are as nature intended it to be. So that's really all we gotta do for this video. Obviously I have more work to do, but you don't have to watch it. That's the process. I ferment the goods, whatever, and then put it in the food processor, strain it through the strainer, get the liquid out, which is not to be wasted, nor is the brine, because I'll use that for a different ferment. Okay, and that doesn't fit, and here's my relish. You wish you had some, but then again, if you're local and you know me, you could always buy some. Okay, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching.